Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to dig into a really fascinating idea: the strategy of using your home in the West to unlock a completely new, seriously upgraded lifestyle over in Thailand. We're looking at material that makes the case that your home equity could be the ticket to something, well, something much, much bigger.
Okay, let's just jump right in. A financial masterstroke. I mean, that's a pretty bold statement, right? The argument we're looking at here is that selling a house in a place like the US, the UK, or Australia isn't just about changing your address. It's being framed as a truly powerful move, not only for your wallet, but for your whole quality of life. So, this really gets to the heart of it all, what the source calls the power of geo-arbitrage. And it all boils down to one simple question: what can the money from a typical middle-class home in the West actually buy you when you take that same capital and drop it into the Thai real estate market? And this is where things get really interesting. Just look at the contrast here. On one side, you've got what, say $500,000 gets you in the West, a standard suburban house, maybe it's a few decades old, and comes with those hefty property taxes. But on the other side, with that exact same money, the source says you're not even in the same league anymore. We're talking a luxury pool villa, a high-end penthouse, maybe with some absolutely incredible views. So this is the number that really matters. The claim here is that for the same investment, you're not just getting a nicer house, you are literally gaining 2 to 3 times more living space. And we're talking about high-end luxury finishes baked right in. It's a massive leap in what your money can actually get for you. All right, so the money part makes sense. But what does this actually mean for your day-to-day life? Let's talk about that. Because it's not just about the four walls you live in, right? It's about the entire life you can build around it. And this hits home for a lot of people in the West, doesn't it? The endless weekends spent fixing things, the constant drain on your time and your bank account just to keep the place standing. It's a huge source of stress. And here is the solution presented for living in Thailand. The argument is that professional help, things like housekeeping or gardening, it completely shifts. It goes from being this rare, expensive luxury to just an affordable, normal part of everyday life. Think of all the time and energy you'd get back. Okay, let's tackle the big one. Because for anyone thinking about moving, especially if you're looking at retirement, this is a make or break question. What's the healthcare situation really like? Can you trust it? And can you afford it? Well, the source material goes right at this. It points to world-class, internationally accredited hospitals. The comparison they make is that the service feels like you're in a five-star hotel. But the kicker, as you can see from this chart, is that the cost can be up to 70% lower than what you'd pay back home. And it's not just about the lifestyle benefits today. This is about playing the long game. The availability of special visas, like the long-term resident or retirement visas, plus some real potential tax benefits, it frames this move as more than just a getaway. It's a sustainable, strategic choice for your future. Okay, so the dream of a luxury lifestyle for less is one thing, but how do you actually pull it off? Let's get into the nuts and bolts. How do you make sure such a huge investment, especially in another country, is actually secure? This is such an important question. I mean, you're dealing with different laws, different construction standards, and a whole lot of money. So who do you really need in your corner to guide you through all of it? And the answer, according to this material, is pretty specific. The idea is that your typical real estate agent, who's really just focused on making the sale, isn't enough. Instead, you need a team that also has professional engineers and investment consultants, people whose main job is to protect your money by focusing on the quality of the building and its long-term value. So what does that engineering oversight actually mean? Well, think of it like a deep dive health check for the property. It's about getting an expert to verify that everything, the structure, the electrical, the plumbing, is built to last, meeting tough international standards. So this is the game plan the source lays out to make sure it all goes smoothly. It's a clear 4-step process. You start with consulting to make sure the property matches your goals. Then you have engineers supervising the work, followed by a detailed professional inspection, and finally, navigating all the legal stuff. The whole point is that every single step adds another layer of security and, frankly, peace of mind for you as the buyer. And the really cool part is that we're not talking about just one tiny corner of the country. This strategy, according to the source, can be applied all over Thailand's most popular spots. Whether you're dreaming of the beaches in Phuket, the mountains up in Chiang Mai, or the nonstop energy of Bangkok. So when you boil it all down, the whole point of this strategy is to get you to think about your house in a totally new way. It's not just a place where you live. The source presents it as the key that can unlock a completely different kind of future, turning the value you've built up over the years into a whole new legacy. And that really leaves us with this one last question to chew on. It makes you think, doesn't it? Is your biggest asset just doing its job, or could it be the key that opens the door to something you never even thought was possible?